my friends say, girl, you better take care.
Good evening, Step Community. Today in the news, we're going to bring you a few enlightening things. We're going to let Hannity on Fox News and give us a rundown on some information that's happened. You know that Modami was in the White House to talk to Donald Trump, and a lot of Democrats thought that he would send him back and shave his beard and tell him to go home. But they had a very straightforward meeting. And also in the news, this Jasmine Crockett girl has led herself in an array of problems, accusing Republicans that her team has diligently reviewed, saying it's so proud. And she accused everybody of the wrong thing, accepting money from Jeffrey Epstein. And it's not looking good for her. She hasn't apologized for it. She actually knuckled down on what she said. Got too much pride to accept her narrative of being wrong. Also, there's a big cry with the Democrats losing every step of the way in everything that they do. And even if they win a little bit, they can't get it together on how to turn things around. One thing, if they stop all the air clowning and lying and stealing, they might be able to keep some of their people on the party. But when you've been doing something for 50 years or so, and everybody has gotten rich, rotten rich, even the little black token guy, he went in there with less than $1 million. It's worth $72 million now, Obama. It's dirt. You don't care nothing about the American people. That's where the Bible comes in and says, the rich will get richer and the poor will get poor. And now, that's all true. And we see that. Let's look at Hannity's show here for a minute on Fox.
Hannity, and tonight the Democratic Party's rising star is now becoming a national embarrassment in real time. In a truly unhinged new video, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett now trying to circle the wagons around fellow lawmaker Stacey Plaskett after documents revealed her inappropriate ties to convicted child sex predator Jeffrey Epstein. At the same time, Crockett is attempting to smear Republicans, accusing them of accepting donations from Epstein. But what Crockett fails to realize is that Jeffrey Epstein is a pretty common name. In just a minute, we're going to introduce you to the man who made those campaign contributions, Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. He donated to Lee Zeldin. He's a real neurosurgeon from Long Island, New York. Our friend Stephen A. Smith will weigh in on that. You don't want to miss it. Also, when you thought a frightening sight, a devout communist inside the Oval Office. You don't see this every day. Behind the Resolute desk on the very same day that the U.S. Congress voted to condemn socialism. Now, thankfully, he was standing beside President Trump. Now, New York City Mayor-elect Zoran, as we affectionately call him, Commie Marxist Mamdani, was there and asked to meet with President Trump. The president graciously accepted, despite some pretty harsh smears leveled by Mamdani on the campaign trail against President Trump. Here's a reminder.
Just days ago, you referred to President Trump as a despot who betrayed the country. You said you'd be his worst nightmare and accused him of having a fascist agenda. Are you planning to retract any of these remarks in order to improve your relationship?
I think both President Trump and I, we are very clear about our positions and our views, and what I really appreciate about the president is that the meeting that we had focused not on places of disagreement, which there are many, and also focused on the shared purpose that we have in serving New Yorkers. And frankly, that is something that could transform the lives of 8.5 million people who are currently struggling under a cost of living crisis with 1 in 4 living in poverty. And the meeting came back again and again to what it could look like to lift those New Yorkers out of struggle and start to deliver them a city that they could do more than just struggle to afford it, but actually start to live in it.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not that insulting. Maybe, I think he'll change his mind after we get to working together.
Been called a lot worse. Now, this could be a lesson for Democrats. Now, the president will put aside political differences, work with anyone, anywhere, anytime to make every corner of our country a better place. Take a listen.
We've just had a great meeting, a really good, very productive meeting. We have one thing in common. We want this city of ours that we love to do very well. And I wanted to congratulate the mayor. He really ran an incredible race against, a lot of smart people. We talked about some things in very strong common, like housing and getting housing built, and food and prices, and the price of oil is coming way down. Anything I do is going to be good for New York. If I can get prices down, it's good for New York. And we've got them down, way down from last year. I just want to congratulate. I think you're going to have hopefully a really great mayor. The better he does, the happier I am, I will say. There's no difference in party. There's no difference in anything. And we're going to be helping him to make everybody's dream come true, having a strong and very safe New York. And congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Now, ultimately, this video of Mamdani and Trump in the Oval Office getting along, having a productive meeting is really only horrifying for Democrats. Where's the guy that was on the campaign trail saying he's going to beat Donald Trump's worst nightmare? Now, their far-left hero is shaking hands with the guy they called a fascist and a Nazi and a racist. That's got to be very confusing for them. But maybe, just maybe, this will help some on the left emerge from their anti-Trump psychosis, come back to reality. I am not holding my breath. Let me make a prediction. Over time, they will clash heavily, and Donald Trump will win. So what went on behind today's closed-door meeting, and will Mamdani revert back to his extremist, Trump-hating, name-calling self when he gets back to New York? Probably.
So there you have it. The meeting went successful. I'm along with Hannity. When he gets back to New York, once a socialist, once a pig, always a pig. And he's only changing that hemisphere, that attitude, to get funds to be allocated to New York to help him along. Trump wants to help the city and the people that are in it. And his job as the president, he's going to dedicate 150% to helping Americans. But like Hannity said, he heard it here on this channel, they will clash, and they will clash hard. Trump's a bigger man for accepting the meeting and even talking to him. Because, people, let me tell you something. We're about to be on an implosion in this government. It's going to blow sky high. And we are destroying and demoralizing everything the Democrats stand for. We got them turning against one another. Nancy Pelosi is putting Michelle Obama underneath the bus. They're hating one another, discrediting one another, and also backstabbing like crazy. Pretty boy Obama was caught with Pakazat Perez Michael of the Fugees, who was sentenced Thursday to 14 years in prison for a case in which he was convicted of illegally funneling millions of dollars in foreign contribution to the former president, Barack Obama. And this happened in 2012 re-elections campaign. And Obama thinks he's immune to a lot of things because he was the president. But man, stuff is coming out right and left. I can't believe some of the stuff that I'm reading and some of the money that these people have taken from us. President Trump is working on it hard, and I hope he has a 4-year term in there where he can, it's going to take years to straighten this up, but where he can put a stop and make all this legal in Congress, where they can't come back on him to change it, because he's revoking billions and billions of dollars in NGO fundings from Homeland Security. Christine Nome is also looking at the taxpayers' dollars to fraud, immigration, also Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. Trump is putting a stop to all of these subsidies where millions and trillions of dollars are escaping. Famous Minnesota tampon Tim's raining. We found out the millions and billions of dollars of corruption that is actually missing from the city's funds. Christine Holmes is going to put a stop to those funds from taxpayers saving their money. So Trump is really working hard for us to get these things straightened out. And this is a great thing, because when you got a president working that hard for you, and we're finding out that the Somalians have been sending our taxpayer dollars back by the millions to their country for arms and going against our country to disrupt elections and so forth. People, y'all can call it what you want. And this is where I go back to my little theory. Russia has no black man in the parliament. Russia has no white man in the parliament. You use people of your country, your origin to keep safety in your White House. And we got no problem with our people, let alone the Omars and the Modanis and this other guy in Philadelphia, I think. And then we got Tampa Tim in Minnesota, letting the Somalians just run it, and they're threatening the neighborhood up there. People are afraid of him, and he's just letting this run. And then he's got the audacity to talk about President Trump. Imagine if this was your vice president and Kamala was your president. Places like Minnesota sending monies back to Somalia, immigrants, gangs terrorizing the people. This is going to stop. And President Trump, along with his team, the DOJ, they're going to drain the swamp, and they are draining it. It is so much stuff going on that it makes you sick and it makes you angry. How much money do you steal? We study working and they want more taxes, taxes on top of taxes. And Trump's DOJ is also reportedly investigating claims of Venezuela to help steal the 2020 election. We got too many of these people in these other countries. Every country is sticking their nose in things. You know why they dealing with the elections? Keep the Democrats in there so they can get what they want, get their money, get their subsidies, send their money back. I look at places like New Mexico or Mexico, not the one in the United States, but Mexico, where it was a slum. I've been over there twice. In that city, with the amount of money that you see Mexicans sending back over there, you see have payphones, and they would be lined up at payphones. Now they got cell phones. And any money exchange place, it would be lines out along the sidewalk. 200, 300, 400. Oh, let me get me check, man, me send it back. And they live like Harvards over here, 14 of them in one house. So they can afford to do that. And their city's got beautiful buildings, streets are paved, our infrastructure is still torn out. Heck, we got bridges that haven't even been repaired. And it's sad. And we have way more than enough money coming in to take care of our country. And with the tariffs, Trump's trying to make it where we don't pay taxes. What are y'all mad about? This man's going to put money in your pocket, hip national as I call it, and you study trying to stop it. America, wake up, this is stupid. Like the man or hate the man, look at the overall picture, open up the book. This man's going to make you have some money. And with robots and stuff taking over, you're going to need everything that Trump can give you. If he's going to put 1,000 up to 200 to 1,000 on your Social Security check, shut up. Enjoy it. Stop trying to find a way to get rid of him. He's getting rid of all these immigrants over here where billions and trillions of our dollars have gone. Our own military guys, we walk it over, not helping them. These people living in the best hotel. Y'all want that? They're living in the best hotels, cell phones, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, SNAP card, you name it. They got it all. What do you got? Excuse me. Half of y'all fools are ripping off the American public too. Because I did a program on SNAP. That one lady only had $64,000. $34,000. $24,000 for food. Make it right. So yes, y'all would fight for the Democrats and denounce Trump. And I'm so glad he's going to make all of you qualify for that. And we're going to save millions there. All on YouTube, all on TikTok, all the social medias, on X. Oh, look at me. 24,000, 30. Oh, you mad? You mad that I'm getting your money? Yeah, if I'm mad. You right. This is a white lady did this. I'm mad. And the black women by the tons. And you know that crap ain't right. The day you need $34,000 for food, you must be feeding a congregation, having a block party, something going on, because that's crazy. Then y'all go and trade it out, giving the people a card so they can buy food, and they buy beer, cigarettes. I heard of people getting gas for their car, and that system needs to be ended. All at Walmart, kids dancing with food, parents dancing with food, and not teaching the kids no better, teaching them to grow up to be the same thing, dependent. I just got to talk about this a little bit, y'all. They cornered Kamala Harris. It's on video on Fox and X. I'm pretty sure it's on TikTok too, but they cornered her and they asked her, for 4 years you've been in the White House. You and Biden. Obama had 8 years in there. Bush had 8 years in there. And you know Donald Trump's coming. Not one time did you question him. Not one time did you bring it up. People, let me tell y'all something. We have an artist. We got a chess player in the White House. And he's bad to the bone. Hate him or love him, dislike him or need him. Trump foresees things. He ain't stupid like he was before. Everybody going against him. This plan of everybody wanting to go with the Epstein case. Oh, Epstein this, Epstein that. Trump and Elon played this game perfect. And Elon accusing him of having something to do with Elon. Elon doubling down on it. Same time, Trump's coming back. And then they apologized, but the seed was planted. And then Trump drug it on a little bit further. I look at things. Trump said, no, he's not going to release the Epstein case. It's stupid. It's waste. He's tired of hearing about this piece of crap. And the Democrats went, wow. Oh, man. Oh, Akeem. Oh, what's his name? Akeem and his buddy who's running the Democrats, Schumer, they fell for it line, sink, and hook. So did Pocahontas. So did Jasmine Crockett. All of them. Oh, he's got something to hide. He's got something to hide. And then she's the one who's accepting gifts from this mass child offender. Crockett. All this stuff come up. So she said she's trying to defend the other lady who was getting the emails and accusing people of getting gifts from Jeffrey Epstein. And there were gifts distributed, but the gifts that were distributed was by Dr. Epstein. And she goes, well, I did not say that Jeffrey Epstein. I said from Jeffrey Epstein. And she knew what she meant when she accused Bush, when she accused all of them of that. And this ignorant. It shows you how ignorant she is. Instead of looking down and saying, well, I made a mistake on this, she dragged it on out like she was right about it. That's why, unlike the Republicans, I don't sit here and make up lies on people. Mitch, ooh, Lord, what did you just do? What did you just do? And she's got no backbone. She can't admit that that's what she did. And I hope they take her to court. She got a lot of money. Sue her. Sue her. Also in the news, as we knew it already, they called old man Soros funding a violent Islam extremist group. And this man here, him and his son, it should have been handled. And I sort of got off the tape show because it's so much happening that sometimes it needs being brought to attention. And a lot of times we want to take the high road, but sometimes we got to ride that low road and gauge things and see what's going on. Learn from things. Be quiet. Open up the book. Understand it. Because I can see things in the working. And I like Trump. I like what he did. Him and Elon, these are true businessmen. They're not like Jasmine Crockett and Hakeem and Schumer batting at the wind and robbing people. They made their money by legally doing it. All the stuff they tried to pull on Trump, 7-8 billion strong, can't get it. Elon was 1.4 trillion now, can't do it. Everything done legal. Democrats, they dumping and hiding with them little millions they got because it's all illegal. All illegal. And they got it from robbing people. And your days will be short doing that. I don't care who you are. Nancy Pelosi, renting with your fake plastic face, eyebrows don't move. They stay up in an arch all the time. I call her arch mama. Eyebrow, look at her next time, y'all. Eyebrows don't move. She always gazing at it. I won't go to sleep like that. Look at her. Eyes wide open. They put too much wax in them. But it's all 350 million outdoing the stock market. Like I said, I admit it. I did 2 of her trades and won. Because I ain't stupid, I look at stuff. She's got the upper hand on it. You know what I'm saying? Like her or not. Let's go. And I won. And I waited to hear when she came out of it. I came out of it. Some of them long term, some of them short term. And she dropping like $1.5 million, $2 million on trading. And Lord knows she's too old to keep up with it. But she's made enough money off the United States and robbing and stealing all over these foreign countries, talking to Intech, talking to AMD, all tech companies to find out what they're doing. Then she comes back over here and put down $1 million on their stocks, knowing they moving. And that was our money that she used, flying all over the place. She speak of the house. You ain't speak of the world, stay in the house. And I questioned that way back then. So Donald Trump and the DOJ are doing a tremendous job. And they're catching this right and left. Right and left. Let's look at this, y'all.
Not only took money from the convicted sex offender, but they literally literally were begging for it, even after his first criminal conviction. Remember, it was solicitation, prostitution of a minor. In 2019, one Democratic congresswoman even let Epstein dictate her anti-Trump questions during a live congressional hearing, almost verbatim, on Monday. In an effort to obscure the truth, well, our favorite Congresswoman, Jasmine Crockett, made this shocking claim about Republicans. Take a look.
Folks who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly: Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio. I just want to be clear. If this is the standard that we're going to make, just know we're going to expose it all. And just know that the FEC filings, they are available for everybody to review.
One itsy bitsy teeny weeny little problem. It wasn't the same Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, some of the donations were made after the sex offender committed suicide. But Jasmine Crockett has no regrets. In fact, she goes on fake news CNN, outright refuses to apologize or even correct the record. Take a look.
You mentioned Lee Zeldin there. He's now a cabinet secretary. He responded and said it was actually Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who's a doctor that doesn't have any relation to the convicted sex trafficker. Unfortunate for that doctor, but that is who donated to a prior campaign of his. Do you want to correct the record on the people that...
Listen, I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC.
Right.
So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies.
It was a complete lie. But they don't have pictures next to the donor themselves, so how could I possibly not make that mistake? The one person we know that was begging for money on numerous occasions, again, Hakeem Jeffries. Let's see, Bill Clinton implicated, Lawrence Summers implicated, and so many others. Pretty interesting. Joe Biden had 4 years to release this information. Why didn't he? And if Epstein had such incriminating information against Donald J. Trump, you would think that after Donald J. Trump threw him out of Mar-a-Lago in such a public, spectacular fashion, he probably would have released incriminating information. I don't buy any of it. Now it's backfiring on Democrats, but that's not just humiliating for them, but it's also getting awfully close to slander, and it says a lot about the character of the Democrats' new rising star. Thankfully, the Jeffrey Epstein, who made those Republican donations, he's kind of taken it in stride. He joins us now. He's a medical doctor, a neurosurgeon, Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know at this point if I should feel sorry for you. I'm sure you're proud of your family name. How do you feel getting mixed up in that mess?
It's been a week of a disaster, you might say. I was very happy with my name. I've had it longer than he has. Obviously, I'm still here and he's not. But to be implicated, or even the insinuation that I am the pedophile, it was really pretty awful what she did. And she clearly, when she did her word scramble backpedaling on CNN the other night, those were just blatant lies. It's ridiculous.
Would you take legal action against her?
I had considered it, but of course, with the law, you cannot, because the comments were made in the Senate floor, so you can't sue based on the constitutional law.
What about what she said on CNN when given a chance to get it right?
She certainly didn't get it right. If anything, she lied even further, because she never once said, "Hey, Jeffrey Epstein." She said Jeffrey Epstein. Clearly, she implied that Lee Zeldin, amongst others, had taken money from the pedophile. Just let the record show that if you look in the filings, you also see that Jasmine Crockett took money from Jeffrey Epstein.
You know, I always feel sorry. I mean, I chose this life that I live to be in the public eye. But for people that don't choose it, and they get smeared and slandered and besmirched, I've often given advice to friends that have gone through that. It's very hard on them. Has this been very hard on you?
It's been annoying. That's the best way I can say it. I've been inundated
You're
with...
very gracious.
a few too many texts, a few too many phone calls, people showing up at my home saying they're friends of mine. A reporter from the New York Post came by. It's just so silly. It's annoying, and that's what it was.
Did you donate to Jasmine Crockett? I read you might.
I was hoping this would go away already. I thought this would die down after a couple of days, but it just seems to keep going and going.
Did you donate to Jasmine Crockett? I read you might.
I did. Donate to Jasmine Crockett.
All right, that's political jiu-jitsu. Good play. Doctor, thank you, and keep up the great work you're doing every day.
So you see what Dr. Jeffrey Epstein said? She's wailing and kailing and carrying on with a line behind, black behind. And everything is prejudice when you talk to her. Oh, that prejudice isn't going to get back. The woman that stole the $5 million from FEMA. Oh, they prejudice. You stole it. Ain't nobody prejudiced. You stole it. And she didn't mention herself. See, that's the law that I'm telling you. Trump says something, or we need to go ahead and prosecute him. We need to go ahead and get him away from being a president. You know what I'm saying? We need to do everything we can to impeach him. But another Democrat says killing a man, killing his wife, killing his kids. He didn't mean to say that. And he wins. So I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, my family was in trouble when I said that. He caused trouble for the other congressman too. But nothing was done about it. Nothing. And his one-sidedness has got to stop. It's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. And these are blatant things that we're dealing with. And I'm going to give you this one more here. And I just want y'all to check it out.
Openly call for a seditious order. Let's bring in Brian Dean Wright, former CIA operator and host of the Wright Report podcast. All right, Brian, these Democrats, is this seditious, what they're doing?
It is, and look, we need to be very, very clear about Slotkin and who she is. So she knew what she was doing when she put that together. As a former CIA operations officer, my job was to go out in the field and collect the intel, conduct the operation. Her job as an analyst was to figure out whether or not things like propaganda operations were successful, if they were effective. So she has seen her fair share of propaganda operations, and she knows how to pull those off and make them effective. So if you think about it through that lens, if you watch the video again, one of the first things that she and the others do is they establish credibility and authority. They talk about who they are, working for the CIA and working for the military. They then move into the next phase of the propaganda message, which is there's a crisis. They create a crisis for the listeners inside the FBI and the CIA and the military. And they say that there is a threat, not just abroad, like we might face with China or Russia or Al-Qaeda, but inside of the country. The threat is here. Who's that threat? Donald Trump. Then they provide the solution as part of their propaganda campaign, which is rise up, say no. Now, key parts of propaganda campaigns is you say a little bit of face-saving measure, something, a little wink, a little nudge, to just give somebody a little bit of a fig leaf, which is, but make your opposition towards an unlawful order, right? So that's the fig leaf. And then they come back and they end it with that little bow on top of it, which is to begin to say, rise up. You have an obligation. It's not just something you might want to do, you should do. The point is, Ms. Slotkin knew exactly what she was putting together with her little propaganda video. Now, whether the others were also seditious with her, I don't know. But she knew, because she and I both work at the agency, we both know propaganda ops, and that's exactly what her video was all about.
So they're saying, I'm not saying that they need to, rise up against the commander-in-chief. All we're saying is, I'm saying don't disobey
an illegal order.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what a CIA officer who was putting together a propaganda operation would do. If you're going to put a message out into the world, it's not going to openly call for a seditious or an unlawful order. You're going to see that information and then give it a little bit of a wink and a nudge, which is precisely what Slotkin did here. So the cover, the disguise, of course, was to say, oh, it's just unlawful orders that we need to know about. And the game here, of course, is that there was no unlawful order noted, nor has there been over the last 3 days.
Do you predict that there's going to be additional subversive operations? Is this like just the beginning?
Oh, yeah. Frank, 2017, Chuck Schumer said, didn't he, on MSNBC, the U.S. intel community has 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So Schumer and others on Capitol Hill have known this. The Democrat Party has known this. And versus condemn it, what they're doing 10 years ago was celebrate it because it was against Donald Trump. And now they got one of their own, the Slotkin. So she's continuing the same thing that Schumer highlighted about 10 years ago.
All right.
So it really is a seditious movement.
It is, yeah, we'll be all over it. It's nasty, but we caught him.
Jesse said it all the way. It's nasty. And now that Chuck Schumer has started this in Trump's first campaign of being president, Swatsky knows, as he said, exactly what she's doing. So put your hat on, put your parachute on, tighten up, because the Democrats are losing at every angle, every angle. So now it comes to swearing out at the military to go against them. They lost it with all these judges, 200 and something of them. They lost it. They turned that down. They lost it with the lines. They lost it with the funds and the programs and the study getting cut. They're losing. So now they lost it with trying to annihilate or destroy Trump or kill him, however you want to put it. They've lost on that. 2 tries. Really 3. We had another guy, I think, that had tried to attempt on Trump's life. And for that, I say we pray for him and look out for him for 100% because he's doing us good. And they're losing all the way around. It's nothing that they can achieve. So now, let's infiltrate the military with garbage. Let's get that going. I never seen a change of power done like this. And thanks to Elon, thanks to Trump, for having open channels. Elon started this. Now, if you didn't know, now you know. This is crazy. And I never knew Americans would stoop this low and fight for people that are here that aren't doing anything for the country. And you Americans that's taking advantage of the country, we don't have to take care of your kids. We don't have to feed you. We don't have to pay your lights, and we don't have to pay your housing. Get a job. On that note, y'all, this is Steph Community. As always, subscribe to the channel and always comment. Smash that like button to get the algorithm through, and please sign up so we can get more people on the channel to do good things for others. And we'll see you later.